The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
A Parable of the Heart on today's edition of Liberty at Home. Hello and welcome back to Liberty at Home. I'm Adam Riveiro and I'm the pastor of Liberty Baptist Church right here in Easton. I was in line for early voting at Town Hall today, but I didn't realize that I was actually over a month too early. So the kind staff at Town Hall gently suggested that I leave and come to ECAT Studios where I could record my next episode of Liberty at Home. So here I am, back in Proverbs, where we'll be taking a look at chapter 4 today. So let's get right to it. We start in verse 20 and we'll go to verse number 27, where it says, "My son, attend to my words, incline thine ear unto my sayings. Let them not depart from thine eyes, keep them in the midst of thine heart. For they are life unto those that find them, and health to all their flesh. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Put away from thee a froward mouth, and perverse lips put far from thee. Let thine eyes look right on, and let thine eyelids look straight before thee. Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established. Turn not to the right hand, nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil." There was a fictional story once told by Peter Marshall, a former chaplain of the United States Senate. While it's gone through different variations over the years, the main details of the parable remain the same. There was a small village at the base of a mountain, known for its clear crystal stream that flowed down from the peaks. The stream provided clean water for the village, which helped the crops grow, refreshed the people, and kept the entire community thriving. High up in the mountains lived an old man who was called the keeper of the spring. His job was to make sure that the springs feeding the stream were clean. Quietly and faithfully, he would remove leaves, branches, and any debris that threatened to contaminate the water supply. For many years, the stream ran pure and clear, and the villagers were content. However, the town council eventually began to question the necessity and expense of paying the keeper of the spring. They thought his work was unseen and perhaps even unnecessary. So in an effort to cut costs, they let him go. At first, nothing seemed to change, but over time, the water began to take on a murky color. The stream became polluted with debris, the fish died, and the water was no longer pleasant to drink. The crops withered. The village, which was once thriving, was now in distress. Realizing their mistake, the town council quickly rehired the old man to once again care for the springs. And before long, the stream began to clear. The fish returned, and the village was restored to health once again. This beautiful parable so aptly explains our text from Proverbs today, particularly verse number 23. "Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life." Last week in discussing the heart, we recognized that the heart that Solomon is speaking of here isn't the blood-pumping muscle in our chest. Rather, it's the seat of our emotions and our will. On its own, it cannot be trusted, as we saw in Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9, which says, "The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it?" Yet here Solomon admonishes us to keep our heart with all diligence. So what does that mean? Well, like the keeper of the spring, we must be meticulous about what we allow into our heart. Any sin that is displeasing to God must be carefully confessed and removed, much like the keeper of the spring would remove debris from the water supply. This daily task may not seem important at first. In fact, like the villagers believed, it might seem irrelevant or too costly. Yet the unmaintained spring had consequences far beyond what the townspeople imagined, and a heart that is not carefully protected from the debris of sin is doomed to suffer a similar fate. In short, a heart contaminated by unconfessed sin will equally contaminate all the issues of your life that lie downstream. But the good news, a heart that's grown stagnant with sin can be cleansed again by the precious blood of Christ. If you're a believer, ask God to forgive you of your sin, and He'll be faithful and just to forgive your sin and to cleanse you from all unrighteousness, as it says in 1 John chapter 1, verse 8. And if you've never been born again, would you call upon Christ to forgive your sins and to save you today? He is that living water, and when we drink of Him, we will never thirst spiritually again. Well, Thanks again for joining us for another week here on Liberty at Home. Before I go, I want to remind you that this broadcast is a ministry of Liberty Baptist Church, located here in Easton. Come see us sometime at 800 Washington Street, right on Route 138. For more information, visit our website at mylibertybaptist.org. Until next week, I'm Pastor Adam Riveiro, reminding you that where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. See you next time, right here on Liberty at Home.